Welcome to the Turtleschoolpodcast. This is a podcast about the Dragon Ball Z mobile game Dokkan Battle, not that crappy Legends one. I'm Al,
I'm Kim.
I'm Kaz.
and let's start this off. Kaz, what did you do this week?
I worked a lot and I barely slept. No, I played a lot of Diablo when I was off. Diablo 3, doing a new season because I haven't played that game in forever. And it's a nice change of pace since I've been getting a little burnt out on WoW and everything that's been going on. I honestly haven't been playing as much Dokkan Battle right now because it's kind of been a little bit of a lull before whatever we're getting next, which we're getting a few events which are pretty interesting looking.
Yeah, I've had the last 3 days off from work. Well, but not today. I work today, but I've had the last 3 days off. So all I've done for the last 3 days is binge watch My Hero Academia, which, if you've never watched it, is a fantastic show. It's basically mutants, like comic book mutants, just anime form. Not basically, that's what it is. It's just mutants, but in anime, and it's fantastic. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I was just going to ask you, are you watching it subbed or dubbed?
I watch it dubbed, and the reason why is because one of the main characters is voiced. What's the name? The dude who voices Vegeta.
Sabat, right?
Yeah. It's voiced by the same person. Like, it's a lot of the dudes on there are voiced by the same people that voice guys from other shows that I watch dubbed. And I enjoy their voice acting, so I'm watching it. I'm sorry.
Is that a
watching it dubbed.
Is that a Funimation project?
It is. It is.
Oh, well then, yeah,
Project,
sure,
yes.
you're going to have a lot of the same voice actors in there.
You're gonna have the same 6 voice actors.
Yeah, because it's there's like 3 people that are voicing it from like Black Clover, which is also a really good anime. Vegeta's there, obviously. So it's like the same 6 people, and I mean, they're fucking great voice actors, so whatever. I'm not gonna complain.
I've actually been meaning to watch that. I still have a huge backlist. I love how much Netflix and Hulu are really getting a lot more anime shows. I need to start actually watching them though. My freaking backlog is huge.
Yeah, I've got
Yeah,
a large backlog of anime to watch as well.
I would definitely recommend watching. Like, if you just want something that you can binge watch no matter what, My Hero Academia is really good. Because like I'll just throw it on and have it on my second screen, and I've just been leveling my shaman. And like, for me, it's perfect because you don't really need to pay attention to it because it's a very basic premise. Like, there's not much going on to the show in terms of story. Like, if you've ever watched any other anime, it's surprise, the same fucking thing. But it's just really good.
I've heard a lot of good things about it. I've been meaning to watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I started watching. I think I made it through the second season. They had them on Hulu. They had the dubbed version, but then they stopped like releasing them for like a long time. I don't know what was going on. If it just like if they were taking a little bit longer with the dubs, or if they were waiting to release a whole season. But it was like halfway through season 3, at least the way that Hulu splits it. Halfway through season 3, they just stopped releasing the dubbed ones, and so I stopped paying attention to it for a while. But I saw that they just added it. I don't know how many they added, but they just added some. So I might pick that back up.
Yeah, it's Hulu has is simulcasting them now, so they're airing the 4th season. The 4th season is being aired in Japan, and they're airing them at the same time.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, another one that I just finished, Al. I don't think Kaz, you've seen it, but I just finished Fruits Baskets.
Oh my god.
Fruit Baskets. Yeah.
Fruits.
Yeah, there we go. That is fantastic. Like, I've been watching it since it started. I just got lagged behind because my account suspended and I didn't watch it at the same time. But I finally finished it. Fucking great. I can't wait for season 2 whenever that comes out.
Yeah.
So, such a good.
Did you watch that one subbed or dubbed?
I watched that one dubbed because Again, same thing. Voice actors are fantastic. In
Oh, so you're only, what, 18 episodes in?
it.
Or
Probably.
are you watching it on Funimation?
I watch it. Yeah, I watch it on Funimation.
Okay, because I know Hulu.
So I think it's done.
Yeah, Hulu just put the first 18 episodes up, and Lev and I watched that week to week. Like, I got a Crunchyroll subscription, and so we were getting it like noon on a Friday. So when I get home from work, we just watch it. It was like the first thing we did every Friday. And I'm telling you, man, that whole show, like, the original was amazing. The original, the original has so many moments that are just, like, they're kind of sad, but, like, happy at the same time. And I don't know, I mean, not gonna lie, I cry every episode of that show. I have a tear up. I'm not, like, on the floor in an ass ball or anything like that, but it's, like, there's just something so moving about that show. And watching it, even with because I watch everything dubbed for the most part because unless it's something like Hitalia, I haven't been able to find Hitalia subbed, so just watching it dubbed. But we like to watch it while we're doing other things. So like when we might be playing Hearthstone, and having it up on the TV and just kind of paying attention to it. But when we were watching this one, it was just straight. I mean, we paid attention. Like there was nothing else going on. We were always just paying attention to it. I love that show so much.
Yeah, it's real good.
I don't think I've seen any of those. I know when I was a manager at Hot Topic, it was really big back when the original one came out, and there was a few people that just they lived by that show. That was all they talked about, all they wanted to see. But I never watched it.
I think it's not so it's not a shonen, which is like the more actiony. It's very much just a portrayal of like human emotion.
It's like
so not a lot of
it's a slice of life like thing where you're just watching people. I mean, and it's almost like, I mean, you can kind of. I mean, it's not it's a comedy, but you can kind of like if you want to reduce it, you can kind of put it into the harem comedy like a Tenchi. But like Tenchi was just goofier and had a little bit more action. Like this one, you might have a little bit of action, but it's all interpersonal relationships. To just give you the gist of it, there's this girl who ends up like trespassing on the land, and she was like staying on this land of this Soma family who all have like they're kind of reclusive because they all have this curse where like if the males get hugged by a female who's not a Soma, like who doesn't also have the curse, they turn into whatever zodiac animal they were. So she ends up moving into this small house on the outskirts of this family compound with the dog, the cat, and the rat. And the cat and the rat don't get along at all. So like they fight every so often. But it's really just like this girl being part of this, like being kind of a part of this family. And it's not overly sexualized. It's a very I mean, it's a super drama too. It's and those are the ones that I really like. The comedy dramas, like the more depressing parts of Full Metal Alchemist, are what I lived for that show. It's like you can have the full action episode where you're just like on edge. You're on the seat of your chair or on the edge of your chair, and you're just watching it. You're like, yeah, this is great. And then there's like, oh, but now they got to kill this little girl.
I just want to say, because you briefly said it, Tenchi, one of my all-time favorites. Have you seen any of the newer ones that came out, though?
I bought Lev the GXP collection, for her birthday a long time ago, because we couldn't find actual Tenchi. I think there were some rights issues with the show, like, I don't remember what the problem was. There was something where you just couldn't get them on DVD or Blu-ray or anything.
I couldn't watch that, and I think one of them was GXP. There's a few new ones actually, and I don't know how old they are. Just to me, they're new because I watched the original few series. I couldn't watch it, man. I couldn't. It was just it had no I get the original was like jumping all over and like different realities kind of thing, But this one just like it has no connection to me at all.
Yeah, it's a little different. I mean, it's nice to. it almost feels like an anime that's gone on too long. Like if they were to add, like more seasons to Ranma or something like that.
That's how I feel about One Piece. I feel like One Piece has gone way too long.
Yeah, or like Inuyasha was the same way.
I am amazed at how many episodes that show. I finally watched the final act, and I was like, "Wow, this is just a rehash of like 100 episodes," and you put an ending on here. Thank you for finally doing this. I mean, I love Inuyasha. I absolutely loved it. That was one of the first. I can't say one of the first shows I watched, but it's a show that I watched with somebody that was really important to me, and I always it just holds a special place for me, and it was nice to see an ending that didn't take 300 episodes where they just cut it down and condensed it and said, "Here's what finally happened," so you actually know.
Yeah, that's how I'm with Inash too. It's like it's definitely one of the first animes that I remember watching because it was all on Adult Swim. Like it was Inuyasha, Bleach was at the same time. What else was on there? Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, like all those were like the
Outlaw
original
Star.
ones that I started. Outlaw Star.
Love Outlaw Star.
Like all of those, like late. It was early 2000s when I think I started watching all that stuff, and like all of those still hold a special place in my heart.
Yeah, can I chime in on Bleach for a second? Okay,
Yes.
so I had the only shonen that I really liked was Dragon Ball. Anything else, I didn't really like Inuyasha because I never followed it, and then I'd always catch the same episode again, and it was just one of those things where it's there's so many episodes of this show, it's just I can't. It's impenetrable for me, time.
Well, and that's the thing that Toonami did a lot too, was they would only have a set amount of episodes, so they'd play 15, 16 episodes, and then just start back over at the first one again.
Yeah, because they were waiting obviously for
Translations and everything, or dubs, and it's just you'd end up watching the same episode, the same season over and over, and it would just kill it.
Yeah. So so I would had an aversion to shows like that, even though Dragon Ball was that. But it was when I saw Bleach on when I had seen that Bleach was a thing, I was okay, no, this is I don't even know if this was after Naruto was out, and it's no, this is like Naruto or One Piece, where I just can't get into it because there's so many, or there's so many episodes. So then they dropped that Bleach movie on Netflix, and I watched that. It made me really interested in the story, and I'm so then I asked you, Cam, I'm okay, well, where should I start? Because I know there's a watch list for it. And
yes,
I hit, I think, season 2 when they go into the other realm. Is it? Mm-hmm. And then they're trying to get what's her face out of the prison that's there. And yep. I don't know, halfway through what was going on with that, I just couldn't anymore. It completely fell off.
Yes, I hit the exact same point because I've rewatched the first part of that series probably 4 times, and then I would get to that point where they're trying to rescue. It's gonna put whatever the red-haired chicks out of her jail prison shit. And I'd always hit that same point, right where you're talking about, where I'd go halfway through that arc, and I was all right, I can't keep going on. I'm just so bored of this show. But after you get past that point, there are some of the best fight scenes in any anime I've ever watched after that point. And so I'm so glad that I finally got past that point. Because Ichigo goes through some of the best transformations. There's some of the best fight scenes, just such good anime fighting and whatnot is there. So I do recommend you go through it and just get past it.
Yeah, but I guess it's it's going through Star Trek Next Generation and having to suffer season 1 and 2.
Yeah. Well, I'm the same way because I watch Shonen is definitely one of my favorite. I've watched One Piece. I've watched Naruto Shippuden. I'm now watching Boruto. Fucking Inuyasha, Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Super, Dragon Ball GT.
I'm sorry, what was that last one?
Nothing.
Exactly.
And then there's a bunch of other. Full Metal Alchemist is kind of in that range, but I don't really consider it a shonen.
Well, no, it's a 50.
And-
It's a solid 52 episode thing. So it's
Yeah. But yeah, those are some of my favorite, and like Bleach still holds like one of my favorite fighting scenes in any anime that I've ever watched. It's also really good in the comic, or the, yeah.
I don't know. I think the best fighting scene in any anime is the end of Dragon Ball Super.
I was about to say, well, I don't know. The Broly movie was friggin' amazing too.
Well, yeah, I'm
that
talking
was
about just
some of the cleanest art too. Like that was just it, and I love how they put it right into Dokkan Battle. I love that the special attacks are just pulled
Yeah.
straight from the movie because they look so good. I
yeah.
really like the direction they're heading with the special attacks for those two.
I really wish that you were able to make a team of just like Broly's and Gogetas and stuff. Because I'd love, or like if you could have like a team that was just like, I don't know, I mean, because you could play like just with the Broly's and Paragus, you can play out Paragus's SA goes right into Wrathful Broly's SA.
Yeah, it does, and I love it. It's so fun. It's so good.
Oh, you could put all of them on a team. You could have Coat Ku and Coat Vegeta, and you could throw Paragus on there, and then Broly, and you could kind of play most of that movie back right there.
Yeah, you really can. At least the last 30 minutes of it. Was it?
I think the best thing about that movie, though, and I know we've talked about it before, is the simple fact that if you actually do the math, Broly punched Frieza's face in through not one but two failed fusions, and then they finally get there. So he just beat the shit out of Frieza for like what, an hour?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I never thought about that. Yeah.
He beat the crap out. He just smashed his face into that wall over and over for an hour.
Yeah, Akka,
Yeah, 'cause
Akka brought that up to me when, right after I'd seen the movie, and I was like, the best part was when they just kind of like bubble hearthed on Frieza with Broly, and he's like, yeah. Did you notice that he was beating on him for an hour? And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even think of those transformations taking a half hour to come back down.
Yeah, because they
that's
just
funny.
sat there waiting. They're like, all right, I guess we're just going to be hanging out here till we get this right.
I also
Yep,
love that
we're
they
fat
did that.
now.
I love that they did that too.
Yeah, because that's a throwback to Fusion Reborn, isn't it?
Isn't it a throwback to what happened with Trunks and Goten?
Well, yeah, it's a throwback to what originally happened with Gotenks, but then it also happens in Fusion Reborn, when they're actually going through and fighting Janemba, if I remember correctly. I haven't seen that movie in years, but I'm pretty sure they like fuck up the transformation a couple times, and you get fat Gogeta. Pretty sure.
Oh, yeah, we have him as a card, too.
Yeah.
Wait, we have Fat Gogeta as a card?
Yes, we do. He's a free card. I don't think I ever finished him.
Because I know I saw
Yeah.
the Fat and Skinny Gotenks, but I didn't know that we had the Gogeta too. I'm going to have to look through.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, I think he's just, you can get him just from doing the, it's one of the Dokkan events where it has like, you can just farm him out. He's just an SR.
I believe that it's the Gogeta, one of the Gogeta events, the Dokkan Awakening events. He's just one of the Z Hard rewards.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if he's an SR, I probably bobbed him.
Yeah, you get him for free, and his drop rate isn't bad. He's useless. He was just put in there just to have him there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm going to real quick go through what I did and the stuff that I have going on, and then we can get into it. So I started listening to a whole bunch of podcasts. I started listening to Your Mom's House, and then because I got to that because of your recommendation last week, Kim. But that's great. I also started listening to it's called Two Bears, One Cave, and it's Tom Segura from Your Mom's Podcast and Brett Kreischer, another comedian, and he's got Bert Kreischer, my bad, and he's got another one called Bertcast. So I've just been kind of listening to that, and then I've started listening to Joe Rogan again a little bit.
I've always listened to Joe Rogan, and like I've always listened to his podcast, and it's good. And I enjoy the fact that he has so many different personalities and viewpoints on there. But sometimes Joe Rogan is just a fucking idiot, and it really pisses me off.
Yeah, like I was watching a video clip of like some Mandela effect thing where he noted, like, they pointed out the little swirly on the F on the Ford symbol, and he's just like, oh, I didn't really understand what the Mandela effect was, which, you know, whatever. But the thing I don't like about listening to that show is that that guy makes me feel way fatter than I am. He's always talking about these like crazy diets that he's on, and like going to the gym all the time, and it's like, shit, man, I just fucking go to work, come home, and play video games.
Yeah.
Hi, Al. You just described my life.
Yep.
But speaking of video games, PlayStation 4 just had its 7.0 update, and with the new
really?
10.0 update for Android OS, and then the 13 update for iOS, they enabled like what you could only do on Windows phones before, where you could get remote play. So you can connect, this is especially nice for iOS or Apple users, because now you guys can actually connect controllers to your phone, like Bluetooth controllers. So you can connect a PS4 controller to your phone, sync your phone up with this remote play app to your system, and play PlayStation games streamed to your phone from, I think you have to be on Wi-Fi, but if, like, just say you're on Wi-Fi at work, you can play your PS4 games wherever you're at. And that's pretty
So what you're telling me is I can play my PlayStation 4 at work as long as my son isn't on it.
Right, because if you pop into it, all you're really doing is just casting the screen to yourself and then using the input. I don't know how the lag is. I haven't tried it. I just got it set up. But it all it does is just mirror the screen. So if your son's playing, you'll see the game that he's playing, but you'll also take over controller input and mess with him.
What I'll see is him watching the weirdest, most random YouTube videos that aren't even in a language he can understand. Is stop and go claymation action things. That's what I'll see. Weirdest things ever he finds. He finds these like weird Russian stop action / claymation movies with like Marvel and stuff like that. And it's like, you don't even know what's going on. I don't care. It's entertaining. It's like, you're 5. Stop it.
It's great.
And then the other real quick thing about video games and streaming and stuff like that is that they announced the release date for the Stadia, the new Google streaming console thing.
Oh yeah.
And that's
I am still very skeptical about that.
Me too. And if I wasn't getting one for free, it'd be something that I wouldn't really care too much about. But it comes out on November 19th, which is really nice. So just a month, and then I don't know. I'm not gonna give details. This isn't an ad for them.
I feel like it should be.
I'm just kind of excited. The only thing that sucks is that you have to buy the game still. It's not like a Game Pass type thing, even if you have the Pro account, like where you're paying whatever it is a month. Because there's like 2 tiers. There's a free one and a not free one. And I don't know. I haven't looked into it. I don't know what the benefits are for having the Pro one. I think there might be like a small library of indie games or some shit, but you still have to they're going to get Doom Eternal on there next year, and you have to still pay the $60 for the game. And then who knows if Google decides this isn't a good idea and gets rid of it like they did all of the other cool things that they used to have. Will that game go away? Like, will you have access to it anywhere else?
Yeah. Yeah, because like that, it's like same thing with like the Steam box, like those that they had. Not that those really ever like came about, but like even that, like, what if this doesn't, take off and it just dies?
Well, what was nice about
Oh my god, I remember that.
what was nice about the Steam boxes is that they were pretty much just PCs that were like modified, or not modified, but they were built in such a way that it would output to a TV well. Like, I don't know if you've tried to hook your PC up to the TV. Well, I mean, the last time I tried to do that was before HDA, but it was like, it would be really shitty. But it still just ran off your Steam account, so if you bought it, you could still throw it on PC. There wasn't anything exclusive for that.
Yeah, that's true.
I just remember they were always trying to get you to buy the controller and the Steam box, and I don't know when the Steam box just went away, but now every time I see the controller, it's just by itself. I completely forgot it existed.
So what happened was is the Steam Link didn't work out for them. They had one iteration, and then they updated it later to be able to like detect Bluetooth controllers. Like it didn't have any kind of Bluetooth capabilities, and the controller came with a little dongle. So you'd have all the USB ports on the thing plugged in, and it wasn't bad as long as you were on a wired network. It had wireless capability, but it always seemed like it was a little too laggy, like even right next to the router. So I just like hardwired it. I have 4 of those, but they were also selling them for like $1.99 at one point. I'm just like, I'm buying 3.
What the fuck was I gonna say? So going back to, actually not even going back, talking about Dokkan for the first time tonight, which is usually what ends up happening with us.
Pretty much.
One thing that I know we all kind of wanted to touch on today, and especially me, because I have now failed at this Goku event while I've been talking 4 times, is the Legendary Goku event. And like some teams, I know you both have completed it at least once, because I think you've done it 3 or 4 times. I'm not sure about you, Al. Kind of the teams that you're using and stuff that you've seen with so far going through with that event and whatnot.
Yeah, I got it all done finally. I think I found the team that works for me. Let me bring it up real quick. Yes.
So did you completed all 7 of the missions?
Yeah.
Oh, you lucky bastard.
I'm sorry.
I was done the first night. I spent, and it took me like an hour each run, but I just burned. As soon as I got rid of UI Goku, that was my problem, because I have Agility Gohan. I was just using a Kamehameha team. That was what was killing me, though, was using UI Goku. He was just getting one shot because there's no defense building. As soon as I swapped him out, I was fine. But I've got a bunch of different teams, and I don't. Did you try that fusion / almost complete Gogeta team?
That's what I've been running all night. I'm not paying attention to my rotation, so I keep fucking him up, and then I just get destroyed. So that's I would actually need to like sit down and pay attention to it, which I'll do after we finish this. But it seems to be working out. Like I've consistently gotten to SSB Goku. And like it's fine. Like it goes pretty fast. It's not too bad. It's just surprisingly enough, MVP 17 gets destroyed every single time. He's the one that
got to be under 79. I think it's 79% life, or he can't tank for shit. Once he's got that, he's like, awesome.
Yeah, like I'm under that percentage. It's just even still like he'll get supered, and take like 500,000 damage. Just like, you're retarded. Can you not? But I think I just need to line up my. I think I have my rotations mixed up. Like I just need to fix that, and it should be fine. But we'll see.
Yeah, so I ended up running with got the new LR Gohan as a lead. I'm using Int LR Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, both the fusions. Well, you know what I mean, the Vegito and Gogeta. Using Gobros, and then I was using the new Goku with the Gohan activation. That guy seemed to tank pretty well as the game got later on.
Yeah, as long as you're getting his supers off on the Goku and Gohan tag team, they tank extremely well. Same with the Vegeta and Trunks. Like as long as you're getting their supers off, those later stages are super good for them because they just rack up their defense. Same like the Gohan and Super Saiyan Lead Goku.
Yeah.
That's almost the same team I was running. I ran Kamehameha, Gohan leads. I ran both fusions, Vegito and Gogeta. And then I took Goku, Gohan, the tech one that we just got, Go Bros, and I actually brought my LR Super Saiyan 4 Goku just because of his defense boost. As long as he supers, I had a few close calls where he got hit before he supered, and he took a lot of damage, but as long as he supers first, he's fine.
Oh, no, that is actually who I was using. I don't know why this team is different. It might be because of the stupid Majin Buu event. I'm having a problem with that one. But
there's a lot of subs you can put in, but you really do need to make it you really need that Gohan. Without that Gohan, you've got to play around with a lot of teams.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my issue that I'm having because I don't have any of the optimal. Not that there's an optimal team right now for this because people have been able to get it done with everything, but I've only been playing for 5 months or so, and so like I have a lot of good cards, but I don't have dupes in them. So like the teams that I have been running, I just haven't been able to really get that far into it. Like the one good team that I was running was Pure Saiyan, so it had the Agi Vegito Pure Saiyan's lead, SSJ4 Goku LR, Transforming Vegeta Fizz 1, Transforming Goku, and then both the free to play Trunks and Goku that we just got, the duo cards, and they all, for the most part, they all stack defense. So like that's a good team to run, but I screwed up my last rotation. I literally was one just basic attack away from killing him, and fucking got supered, and I was so upset. I quit the game for like 2 minutes, but still.
Do you have Agility Super Vegito?
I think I have one copy of him. Yeah.
Because there's another team that I saw that I'm pretty sure you got Kefla too, right? The physical Kefla.
Yeah, I have her.
You could use her, or you could just use LR Super Vegito. But I saw another team that was Kefla, LR Super Vegito, your Rainbow Zamasu, because I know how much you love him. You can throw him on there. The Agility Super Vegito, Vegito Blue Strength, that free one, the LR, and then Physical Goku Black.
I don't have Fizz Goku Black.
Really? The game throws that card at me.
Yeah, I don't have that. I only have the Int one and then the Agi one.
I will try and get them to give you some because I am sick of him. I can't wait for his EZA. He's going to be amazing. I cannot wait for that. There's so many. That's the frustrating thing about not playing JP and seeing all these amazing cards that have EZAs that I just can't wait. Because we've almost caught up to them. At this point, we're getting new cards at the same rate now. I mean, for this Gotenks event that's coming out, that they're giving the UR to him, the Awakening, we're getting at the same time, so there's no information. We're getting a lot of cards that they're getting for the first time too, but we're still behind on these EZAs. We're not behind on events anymore, just EZAs, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm also kind of pissed that we're behind on summons too, because I'd like that Kale and Khalifa really bad.
So
I'm not going to get them. I know it's not good. I have no stones right now. Fuck this new Super Saiyan Goku. I cannot get shit. I got... that's one of the things I wanted to talk about. I got the amazing Agility Super Saiyan 2 Goku, who's actually one of my favorite cards back when the game started. The artwork is absolutely incredible, but to get a 4-year-old card as your only SSR on a summon after just barely scraping the stones because you've got nothing else to farm just really sucks.
Yeah, I got my last summon, which will probably be my last one on the banner, even though to timestamp us, there's 5 days left on the banner. Sorry, I have something in my... yeah, I haven't gotten shit from this banner. I think I've gotten a dupe of every Frieza on the banner, which is super cool, but not really what I wanted. And no fucking Goku, which is all I wanted. I didn't care about any of the Friezas. I just want the goddamn Goku. Because if I can get the Goku, I can do the Goku event just fine, but I don't have it.
Now I do like that Frieza. I'm as much as I don't like World Tournament and as just boring and tedious as it's gotten, doing it 30 times now. I do want to throw him on my World Tournament team and see how he does with everybody else, just because he's the first agility AoE unit we've got, so he's really gonna switch things up with how many people run LR Broly. I think we're gonna see kind of a shift. I think people are still obviously going to use him overwhelmingly, but I think you're going to see a lot of people start throwing in that just to counter it and speed through a lot faster. Because if you can just one-shot everything on 30 with that Frieza, it's going to make things go a lot easier.
Yeah.
Not that LR Broly couldn't do it already, but there was always that, oh crap, there's, that agility card on their team that you're now going to have to hope you kill before it hits you for 1,000,000 damage just because he tapped you with his finger like Beerus.
Yeah, not to mention that LR Broly has the worst key links ever.
Oh yeah, I always bring the fruit from the tree of strength just in case.
Yeah.
I mean, he works good on a movie boss team as long as you've got Turles as a support and Strength Majin Buu, who in his name is good, and yet he's an extreme card. I love that.
It bothers me so much every time that I see that card. I don't use him just out of principle because it pisses me
I
off.
love that. It's an amazing card. He's so
really is.
overlooked. He's such a good card, but that bothers the crap out of me. Even before he got the awakening, it's Majin Buu, and in parentheses, good, and then he's an extreme card. Really?
Yeah. It's like they clearly didn't think about that when they like started the extreme and the extreme and super tags, and then they're like, well, we already fucked up, so we might as well just keep it.
Yeah, you would think that at some point they would just sneak that in to like take the good out, but no.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was I was just looking at some teams to try and help out with that because I know this is an event that's going to be around for a while. It's got a pretty high bar for a lot of people. I mean, I've just got really lucky, and I've also been playing since day one, so I have. It's, like you said, there's no optimal team, but I mean, as close as you can get to an optimal team. I mean, I ran six LRs with a friend. I mean, and they all worked with the key links. I mean, there was no problem at all.
Right, but isn't it kind of messed up that it feels like the only way to get this done is with the Agi LR Goku, the Kamehameha lead?
I mean, yes and no. I've seen a lot. I've seen some crazy free to play teams that have apparently cleared it. I mean, I've seen some that are obviously modded and fake, but I've seen a lot of teams that I just would never have thought could do it, but I know these people have. So there are ways to do it, but like I said, the bar is just really high. I'm not going to lie. I took the easy way out. I took Agility Gohan and a friend, and I sailed through it. That was the reason why I did. If I didn't, I would be doing probably Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, Vegeta, and some type of Pure Saiyans team, I think, is probably the second best.
Yeah, I'm not above like cheese in the game. I mean, I was playing Movie Heroes up until like very recently. So
You were playing Optimal Movie Heroes from the second you started playing this game. I can't believe it. I've never seen anything like you luck in this world. I'm gonna rant about it again.
well, it wasn't optimal because I was using Koku and Gogeta, so could have had better cards in those two spots. But yeah, pretty much everything else was great, and those cards aren't bad.
No, they're not. They're still really good. Well, that's one of the things that I don't like is like if I look at what. Sorry, I just lost my train of thought. If I look at like what I could I have all these optimal cards for this team. I just don't have the fucking lead. That's what annoys me like so much. Like I have the optimal team for Kamehameha. I have the optimal team for Super Saiyans. I just don't have the lead, and it bugs me so much.
Yeah.
That was exactly how I felt when Al started playing and pulled like 3 copies of Agility Gogeta right off the bat. I'm like, I've got the whole optimal team. I'm just waiting to get him, and I think I got 1 copy pretty early on, and that was it. I didn't get another one until LR Gohan came out, and then I got 2 more, and Al was just like, don't yell at me, but I got another one.
Well, yeah, and the other thing is that I was re-rolling. You weren't. So I was going to keep going until I got 1, and then the time I did get the 1, I was like, oh, well, here's a second one.
That is true. I forgot that. You did just start, so I know you didn't like it, but it was definitely worth it.
It was like 16 times I had to re-roll that. It was like I was doing it during Raid 2, which was great.
Oh, I'm surprised they haven't actually yelled at us for how much we actually play and talk about it during Raid. Like, nobody's actually gotten really upset. Like, they've given us shit, but nobody's actually gotten mad. It's like, you're dead. Yeah, I know, but it was going to happen anyway. Hang on, I'm doing another boss here.
Well, this is one thing that I've noticed, and it kind of like makes me a little sad. But it seems like since we started doing this podcast, we talk a lot less, and I think it's because we're trying to save more shit for the show.
Yeah, it is pretty much what we're doing.
To be fair, too, right now we're kind of in a lull in WoW. Like, I've told you, Al, I've talked to you about it. I'm a little burnt out just because of Eternal Palace. We've got it on farm on Heroic, and it was a really cool raid, but it's there's nothing that's like outstanding in it. Like Firelands to this day, still I can't wait for that to come back out so we can do that again. Time walking. There's nothing that like really stands out to me as a DPS. I mean, for UChem, it might be different for tanking because I think Zakul is kind of an interesting fight. I know there are a few others that you like, but there's nothing that like really stands out for me that makes me want to do it. I've already got everything I can get. Everybody else is kind of getting a little burnt out. So we're not really like hanging out as much after raid and talking for hours on end.
Yeah, and that's one of the things, like, one, normally I would say yes, tanking is, because it's something new, or not something new, but it's something can always go wrong. But when you're at this point in farming, you know the exact point where you're going to get hit, you know the exact time that the boss is going to do this, so it's like it becomes so monotonous that at a certain point, which I've hit that point, it literally doesn't mean anything to me at this point.
Exactly, and it's like we're not. I mean, we have it on eyes closed farm at this point. Even just bringing 10 people, sometimes some with all like it's still just on farm. It's really hard to get motivated about that, and I haven't been feeling good the last few weeks. I've had a lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, even last night, we didn't even have 10 people. We only got in there with 9, and we couldn't get Zakul because I think mechanics kind of, like, dictate that we needed one more person. It seemed like...
Yeah, that was basically what it was. It's just like we needed... It wasn't necessarily mechanics. It was just we couldn't push him past that DPS threshold that we needed to push. So it just screwed us up there in the end. So, which is shitty, because... It's not really shitty because we don't need anything from that boss. I mean, I think Lev still needs the weapon.
No, she got a 430 with a socket off of off of Jara. The only thing I want is those pauldrons off of Zakul, and I think the pants off of Jara.
Yeah, and so like there's definitely people that are definitely stuff that people still want from there, but it's not. It's to the point that people just don't care, and then fucking Classic came out, and so everybody's. A lot of our core raid team is playing Classic now, which I get. It's something different, but to me, it's just more of the fucking same. To be honest,
yeah,
it is.
Worse.
I already got burnt out. I hit 40. My whole challenge was, can I get the gold to buy the mount before I hit 40, and I did it. As soon as I did that, I had zero motivation because that was the big. Everybody talked about how hard that was to do because I started in Kata, and it's like. I had no problems doing it. I just sold everything on the auction house. That was it.
Yeah, that's all you need to do.
Yeah.
It's just that exaggerated difficulty that I was looking for just wasn't there. I mean, you can boost up attack and life on mobs and make it, so that you can't fight multiple ones at once. But that's not difficulty. It isn't difficult. I don't even know how to explain it, but you understand what I mean. It's not an actual level of difficulty.
Yeah, no, it's really not. It's just a matter of, it's time consuming for sure, but it's not difficult because nothing in Classic is difficult. It's just real time consuming.
I think they prove that by beating all the raids in blues under leveled and half a raid team.
Yeah, and that's what bothers me is, like, back in the, like, because I played Classic, I raided throughout Classic, like, I was one of the 0.07% of the population that finished, Nax, like, original Nax, but it was never hard. It was just, one, you had to get 40 people to go and do something on a given night. That was difficult. Nobody knew the game at that point because it was so brand new to everybody that you really didn't know what was going on. But that was the only difficult part. Like, the game itself was just really time consuming. That was it.
No, it was mainly the attunement. I mean, you had to get 40 people together, but you had to get 40 people together who had done a whole series of bullshit, a lot of grinding out like tokens to get access to Nax in the first place.
Yeah.
We have friends that haven't done the attunement for Legion right now.
We have people who didn't even finish the Najatar quest line to be able to walk into the raid themselves. They have to get summoned every time.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, I think we've got a little off topic here.
Yeah.
Just a tad. One thing I want to definitely touch on shortly, or now, not shortly, I'm dumb, is some of the new events. They're not even really new, but some of the new stuff that they're bringing into the international version, because we don't play the shitty Japanese version. But yeah, so I saw that today with the reset. They're adding in the TOR Awakening for Ghost Tanks and Candy Vegito. What does the Candy Vegito do? Because I don't have him. I never.
He has a huge chance. I think he's one of the only other cards that has a 70% chance of something. He has a huge chance to dodge. That's his whole thing. He doesn't hit very hard. He doesn't really defend. He's just really fucking hard. I mean, he's just a little piece of candy. That was his whole gimmick. It's just when Boo turned him into candy and he went inside and freed everybody. He's just really hard to hit.
Okay.
So if he's like Bulla. If you need somebody to dodge, that's who you use.
Okay. So that's it. So that's okay.
Yeah, I'm excited for that coming out because I'm sick of using my story keys on it. Like, especially because you're not guaranteed to get the dupe in the stage that you're on. Sometimes you'll just get the Boo candy, or was it Dabura candy?
Yeah, it was. And there's also actually a tile on there. I think it's when you first start it, I think it's 5 moves or 6. It's where the first right turn is. If you land on that one every time, it's like a crap ton of money or a crap ton of training. It gives you it's like a mega tile. It gives you a bunch of whatever it gives you.
Yeah, I'll need to do that event once it comes back out. So that's definitely one that I have yet to do.
Real quick though, Kim, I really, you said you were using MVP 17. So are you using the Fusion team, or are you using the MVP 17 with Fusion cards? Because there's 2 different teams for that legendary Goku.
Oh, I was doing Fusion team with just Fizz Gogeta lead, and then just MVP 17 on it.
Okay. Yeah, that's a different team that one is still kind of hard. Try Gogeta, Agility Gogeta, Strength Gogeta, Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta, all the Gogetas, and then the Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks and Super Saiyan 1 Gotenks.
That one seems risky.
That one, they from everything that I've seen, you get to Strength with no problem. You got to play a little careful around him, but as soon as you get past him, it's a cakewalk because more than half your team, 4 or 5 cards on that team can block UI Goku.
Yeah, that's true. I'm running it through right now with like a simulated Super Saiyans team. Let me see how that works. I just fucked up. God damn it.
A lot of teams that people are saying to use are a lot of the JP players too that are saying use Kale Khalifa, use Trunks. We don't have them yet, but there's a lot of these free to play teams that are actually able to do it, and I see the majority of people doing it with Pure Saiyans.
Yeah, I see that a lot too, which is kind of what I'm running right now. So basically, it's the one that I've gotten really close to is transforming Fizz Vegeta lead, LR Gogeta, LR Vegito, both the free to play Goku and Gohan, and then Vegeta and Trunks ones that we have, and then the new Super Saiyan Namek lead Goku. and just kind of simulated Super Saiyan team. It's not 100% because obviously the Vegeta and Gogeta don't get full stat boost from that, but it works out okay.
You could probably do kind of a hybrid Pure Saiyans team with a friend, either Gohan or a friend Super Saiyan Goku, the Namek one too.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. It's just like a hybrid that. I'm gonna see how it goes.
Because I see there's one Super Saiyan 4. There's a Vegeta family team that I see that I really like, but I know one of the cards we don't have, and that's the Transforming Trunks. But I know you don't have that extreme Vegeta family leader, the 121, the physical Vegeta. I know you don't. I asked you about him before.
Yeah,
so.
no, I don't. Because I saw that one
He's
too.
an awesome card. He is so good.
Yeah, I saw that one. I want to try that one, but I don't have that yet, unfortunately. One thing, because it's kind of getting to a point where probably wrap up here soon. One thing I definitely want to go over before we get too close to finishing is I know we finally got the Int Super Boo EZA. I know Kaz, you already have him farmed up and have been using him, right?
Oh my God! Yes. How do we not talk about him? That card is incredible. I love Intelligence Janemba and his EZA. That card is one of my favorite cards now. I've used him on a bunch of SBRs. Anywhere that I could fit Intelligence Janemba, I was throwing him on a team for an event. Battlefield SBR, like I said. Boo is going to be there as well now. I am so excited that we got our Battlefield reset so that I can bring him in, even though it's only going to be one fight. I mean, that card is crazy strong now with what they did to it. It has to be on par with Intelligence Janemba. I mean, he heals, he tanks, he does crazy damage. The stats are amazing. The card is just broken, man.
Yeah, I haven't fully awakened yet because one thing I mentioned before we started recording is that I am completely out of training materials. Like, the amount of... One, I'm still catching up from the 4th anniversary, the 300 million download. Like, I'm still trying to catch up from all this shit, so... just trying to slowly awaken all these fucking cards, but goddamn, I need more training materials.
You know, that's actually kind of funny because right before you guys started, we got a bunch of Purunga wishes, we got a bunch of Dragon wishes, a bunch of campaigns where they just were throwing. That's why I still have like 100 plus Kais, because they were just throwing them at us. And I think Al started playing a few months after that, and you started playing maybe a month or two after that. So there's been some talk that I think we might be getting another Purunga wishes event coming around, which would be really great because I'm starting to run out too. Like, I have to buy the items in my training, not in my in the Baba shop now, because I am completely out of swords and anything under that. I have like 200 of each shell, and I do that mission every day. But other than that, like, I'm starting to run out myself.
Yeah.
But Boo, for anybody who hasn't gotten him done, he's basically got an LR leader skill now, +4 HP attack and defense, +100. He does immense damage on both super attacks. That's the other really cool thing. He has a chance to... This is from when he was a regular card. He had a 30% chance to change into a Ghost Kamikaze attack. And the Ghost Kamehameha attack. And I love that because both of them greatly lower attack and defense too. He stacks attack and defense, 70% attack, 10% defense. He recovers 10,000 HP in Orb. And if he kills, he also recovers 15% HP. Like, if you put him on a team with, like, say, Tech's Perfect Cell, LR, Blackazoo, I mean, I don't see how you could die. I really don't. I mean, they all tank, they all heal crazy amounts of life, and they all hit ridiculously hard. I think extreme teams are going to be really, really stacked coming up.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, with just some of the cards that I've seen, them coming out and then whatnot, like, yeah, extreme cards are going to be, or extreme teams are going to be super fucking good.
I mean, and his stats, 17,000 HP, almost 17,000 attack, and 10,000 defense. And then he's stacking on top of that with the orbs that he get. Like, this card is broken.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I have, I ended up getting 2 copies of him. So I've got one with a dupe. I'm having an issue with the event, and it seems to be the issue I always have. I don't have the right, like, what is it, Patara for this one. I don't have a good Patara team.
Okay,
Through
so
it.
It's been a long time since I've done it. Is this the one where he changes? He starts. I think he starts intelligence and goes. He changes. He goes down because it's been a long time since I did it.
I'm not sure. I think he's still intelligence at 21, but
he is.
Oh, you're talking. I'm sorry. You're talking about the EZA. I thought you meant the to Dokkan Awakening because you said you just gotten the 2. Because I know you bought one with the coins. So I didn't know you had already done the event.
I didn't know I already had one. I bought one with coins, and then I went into the growth thing, and I saw I had 2, and I'm like, wait, how did I miss this? I guess I had one from before.
I actually.
So it's Patara and then Super Fizz are his weaknesses. I used obviously Vegito, Patara lead, Kefla, the Fizz one. She does really well. And then I used Fizz Vegito, the one where he's already in his Vegito state. And then I just filled it up with random Patara ones, and it was fine. Like, your 2 big hitters are going to be Kefla mainly. And then
Just bring Kefla.
yeah, that's all you really need.
Okay.
Just bring Kefla and 5 Cybermen. That's it.
I have
Kefla.
to, I have
Pretty
to
much.
get...
I'm serious, dude. She is insane. I've got her rainbowed, so mine's a little different because I don't think yours is rainbowed. But she attacks 4 times almost every time. She dodges. Every time she attacks, almost always 2 of them are supers, if not more. Also, she is friggin' amazing. And if you can stack the orbs, which I got pretty lucky on, I was killing them in usually in the first or second round. My team was LR Super Vegito. I brought Physical Vegeta Blue. I brought Majin Buu Vegito. I brought West Kai just in case anybody was running low. Physical Goku Black, and then Kefla and a friend LR Vegito. And it seriously, pretty much all of those cards, the extreme cards they were doing like 200,000 damage. They did nothing, absolutely nothing. It was all Kefla and counters. That was it.
Yep.
Okay, well, I have to get her SA up because she's still SA1 for me.
She's so worth it. Invest in her,
really
man.
is.
She is absolutely worth it.
Yeah, now I feel really dumb for using the. I had a bunch of physical Kais and I used them on my Yamcha.
Hey, that's Yamcha, and you should not feel bad about that, okay? I love that card simply for the fact that if there is a Pepe Gal, he gets stunned.
Yeah, that's great. I was gonna say, yeah. So that's all I really wanted to touch on before we kind of wrapped up here. Not that we can't keep talking, but for hours because that's usually what we end up doing. But it's super late for me, and I need to go to bed. I'm not like y'all where I can stay up and get 1 hour sleep and then go to work.
I don't enjoy it. It just happens.
Yeah.
I will trade. I promise. I will trade.
Yeah, I don't have kids, so I can't say that I have other shit to do. I just want to get sleep.
The best thing in the world is when they want you to lay down and take a nap with them, because it's not only do they stay in bed, which is just wonderful, but you get to sleep too. It's like this is the best of every world.
Yeah.
Yeah, the couple of times I did that, mine ended up getting into a bunch of shit. So, like, she's
I came out.
She's like, oh, lay down.
Sorry, go ahead, Al.
She's like, lay down by Dada, and I'm like, yeah, sure, we'll lay down in your room on the floor, and we'll just kind of take a nap, and then I'll zonk out, and then next thing you know, Lev's waking me up, like, hey, did you see she poured all the cat food into the cat water?
Oh, every time my son knows where all the snacks are. Every time that I fall asleep with him, he plans this. He's not stupid. My son is sneaky. He gets the those Girl Scout cookies, the tagalongs, I think they are, the ones with peanut butter inside and chocolate on the outside.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There's a Walmart brand that tastes exactly the same, and they're like $1. So I get them, and I live in Texas. I have to put things in the fridge. Like if I don't put them in the fridge, they melt.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about, Kim. So he knows where they are in the fridge, and I came out today after 10 o'clock when you sent me the message. I came out and I found the package on the counter. It's empty. So he helped himself to a bunch of cookies and then but he came back to bed afterwards. So I mean, at least he's a sneaky, responsible little kid.
He made his way back to his room.
Yeah, and he'll build ladders out of things. They got these little, I got him easels, and they've got little stools, and he'll put the stool down, something on top of the stool. He will build a ladder to get to whatever he wants. It's ridiculous.
It's funny.
But by the way, we still have trouble putting our socks and our shirt on because that's really hard. But he can build a ladder, an engineering feat of just immense proportions to get on top of whatever he needs.
Yeah. All right. Well.
Real quick, we still haven't gotten any emails from anybody other than Google telling me you guys have been logging into the drive. So yeah, if you want to send us an email for whatever reason, it's turtleschoolpodcast@gmail.com. Please send us an email.
Now, I would love to hear from some people and anything that we could do better, constructive criticism, things you like, stuff you want us to talk about, because I know that we get very off topic and we just talk about all kinds of things, but we're really good friends. We're just hanging out, having fun, and we really like this game. We like a lot of games. We like a lot of the same things, anime and stuff, TV shows. So anything, just send us a message, send us an email, and let us know what you want to hear.
Yes, please.
Yeah, and also keep an eye on if you're listening, keep an eye on the YouTube channel. We have some stuff that might be coming up soon. I don't know. We all, I posted a video the other day, which I wanted to talk about, but it's all good. Yeah. So
we could touch on that real quick. That'll be pretty fast.
So I finally finished the with the items punch bag, for the stones, and I was very happy.
Yeah, me and Kaz were talking about that earlier when you went, I don't know, you did something, and how I still can't, I don't think I've gotten past like 15 million on that, just because one, I have none of the optimal cards. Like I found a team that uses the free-to-play LR Vegito, so I've been trying that out, but I can never get a good rotation, so it's just been so frustrating on that one.
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. I mean, I would have, like, I was always, when I first was doing it, I was looking for the second round. And so if Go Frieza ended up in the first round, I would just abandon it. But then I started to realize that, like, him and Turles were in the first round themselves, and with the items that you use, you're going to switch all the orbs pretty much anyway. Like, it feels like those Takayashi are ridiculous. Like, it says it only changes one type, but I could swear it changed two types the last time I did it.
I think it changes one type, and it will also change random rainbow orbs. Because I've seen it change some rainbows, but not all of them. But you're right, it definitely changes more than just one.
Yeah, so, like, when I got it this time, that's, like, I didn't know if it was going to happen. It was the first round, and I was just like, all right, well, let's see how this goes. And then I got to the point, I'm like, oh, I got to record this now, because I have full green board, all my items up, and Turles was on the rotation. So it's like, all right, this is happening.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, well, it was nice talking to y'all.
All right, yeah.
Yeah, we will see you guys later.
All right, I'm Al.
I'm Kaz.
I'm Kim. I honestly thought you were about to say my name. I was like, no, Kaz, that's not right. Don't say it.
I'm Kim.
No, we all start with the same. All right, bye, guys.
Great night.
Have a night, guys.